Hey, it's Amanda, and I'm here with another Tip Tuesday for you, and this time we're going to be talking about hashtags on Instagram. So, why use hashtags on Instagram? Well, there's quite a few reasons. Number one, it makes your content discoverable and easy to find beyond the few people that maybe already follow you on Instagram. Users search hashtags, or they tap on related posts for a specific tag, or they can even follow hashtags on topics they really care about. In addition, posts with hashtags score way more engagement than those that don't include them. When you check your hashtags on your post, you can see that slightly less than half of your impressions are going to come from hashtags. Sometimes the inverse is true if you've done a really good job curating hashtags on a post, and most of your impressions will come from hashtags. Which, if you're curious how to see this information, you've got to have a business account set up on Instagram, and on each post, tap View Insights and then swipe up to see which impressions came from home and which came from hashtags. Okay, now I've got 3 good tips for you all about hashtag use on Instagram. Let's get to the first one. Use branded hashtags. Branded hashtags can be used to encourage followers to engage and interact. For instance, I'm going to now encourage you to tag Create, Inspire, Convert on Instagram with your favorite takeaway from this episode when you're done listening, or you can share your favorite Instagram hack. I'll turn one of your hacks into an animated video and put it into the Create, Inspire, Convert YouTube channel along with a shout out. I'm totally serious right now. I'm asking you to do this. I think it would be so fun. See what I did there? I encourage the use of my branded hashtag to start a little exchange, plus share some knowledge and even have a fun incentive tied to it. Brands can do this to not only encourage engagement, but to track what conversations are happening between customers around their products or their service. Branded hashtags keep you in the conversation and aware of the conversation. All right, tip number 2, check for trending hashtags in your industry. You might be wondering, what are the right specific tags to use? One place to begin is to check into what's trending so you can track the competition and know how to get in on the conversation too. You can check for trends on Instagram by looking at the Discover tab, or you can do a quick search on a hashtag you think your competitors may be using. There are also tools out there you can use too, like RightTag, Hashtagify, or Pixly. These are all free hashtag research tools. Now let's pretend that we're looking in Instagram. So you might search for hashtag Instagram hashtag tips and look at a top post with heavy likes and engagement and see what hashtags they're using and make note of them to try on your next post. Or you might even want to check out another hashtag like hashtag social media life and see what kinds of related engagement and usage is going on there. Besides business pages, you can see what brand influencers are using for the hashtag on those topics as well. Plus, when you start to type a hashtag into your search bar or into the caption of your post, you'll also get an estimate of how many people are talking about or using that particular hashtag. It's good to have a mixture of high and low tags, really popular ones and lesser known ones for greater exposure. Don't rely only on the tags with millions of posts. First of all, you'll never stand out, and sometimes overly relying on them can get you into trouble with Instagram. Okay, last tip. Less is more for hashtags. Technically, Instagram allows you to include 30 hashtags on any given post, but that doesn't mean you should actually do that. The less is more rule applies here. However, you will want to experiment and see what seems to work best for you. Some people say 2 to 6 hashtags are best, but others say they found really great success with 11. And others say that they use all 30 and it works for them. Don't get preoccupied with a right or wrong number. The rule of thumb here is to experiment and analyze where your brand's sweet spot seems to fall. Going back to the previous tip, it doesn't hurt to see how many hashtags your competitors or peers are also using on their posts. What you need to keep in mind here is to track. Make note of the hashtags that you're using and track those analytics on the insights to see what's actually working for you, and then keep doing more of what's working. Okay, now here's a bonus tip for you to wrap this up. Think like your ideal client or customer and use hashtags based on what you think they're searching for. Hashtags are searches. They're not really ways to make a joke, say a clever phrase, or talk about what's happening in the image of your post, although those do make for funny hashtags. But really, they're like Instagram's version of SEO, and you should use them accordingly. All right, that wraps it up for this week. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you next time.